Hey guys, it is Demetra from Peacemate Acres, and today we are going to be talking about why we're leaving the city, why we walked away, why we are walking away. Just to give you a little insight on our family. So we are a blended family. My husband and I, together we have 7 children, and then we have a mom, which is my mom. Um, that's the dynamic of our immediate family. Of course, we have extended family, cousins, uncles, siblings, and things of that sort. But Peacemate Acres is about our immediate family. Not only do we have um, 7 children together, we have 3 grandchildren as well. So we have a pretty large family. Now, when I talk about our family, we have 6 girls and 1 boy. And so you can only imagine how trying things can become for him. He's the only boy, besides, of course, my husband. But, it was a little challenging for him. So a lot of the hard things to do, the physical hard things to do when it comes to Feast Made Acres will be between him and the husband. So just to give you that dynamic of what our family looks like. For me, I was born and raised in the city. So was my husband and our parents before us. But we're city people. We're used to, the hustle and bustle of the city, the convenience of it, the loudness, the sirens, the good, the bad, the ugly. I've been in the cities practically most of the majority of my adulthood. So, what did it look like for me growing up in the city? For me, growing up in the city, it was an amazing time. Um, when we were growing up, people took pride in their community. I remember as a kid, we had cleanup blocks. And we was rewarded by being taken to like baseball games. We went on field trips. Like it was community. Like your next door neighbor, you were out of order, they would get after you, and that's just how the city was for me. Like it was so vibrant. There was so many things to do. We went swimming every day during the summertime, and when the lights went off and it was time to come in front of the door, I would hear like my grandmother like yelling me and my cousins' names. Like we knew exactly then what that meant. We either needed to be in our block and preferably right on the front step. It was hot summer nights. We would be out late with our friends, playing knick knock on doors, doing cheers, just really living a good life. Life, we didn't have any worries, and I'm not gonna say any worries, but the type of worries we heard was nothing like our kids have to worry about today in the city. But we grew up in a really good time, and I wish that my kids was able to experience those things, especially the sense of community and what it means to see an entire neighborhood really take pride in who they were and what our neighborhoods look like. So, with that being said, with me being a child growing up in the city, um, I'll talk about today jobs, just living in the city, work. It is a hustle and bustle, your 9 to 5, um, waking up at the same time, getting the kids out to school on time, just a cookie cutter day. Up at a certain time, out the house by a certain time, drop the kids off at work, go to lunch, time to go home, get dinner cooked, get settled in. After a long day of work, we spend more time at work and at school than we do with our family. By the time you get home, you're exhausted, have nothing, hardly anything left to give. Talk, cook dinner, talk a little bit with your family, and you're getting prepared to do the same thing over and over again, and at the minimum of 5 days a week. Some of us are at work anytime. And for me, I'm at work from anywhere from 9 hours to 12 to 13 hours a day. That's what city life looks like to me. There is some conveniences about being in the city. Grocery store isn't too far. Those, you know, takeout isn't too far. But again, when you've been at work all day, and if you forgot to take out, if I forgot to take out something for dinner, then I'm impulse buying because I'm tired. Having dinner isn't planned out. We have no idea how to move forward. So then we're spending money that we probably shouldn't have, because if we had, planned a little better, or wasn't so tired from and exhausted from being at work all day, that we would be able to cook dinner. So that's how work and job life has impacted my everyday life. With the job and everything that I just explained, I can honestly say that yes, I'm busy all day long, every day. Busy, but not feeling fulfilled at all. The reason we go to work is to provide for our family, but we're providing. I'm there. I'm doing my best, to make sure we do our best to make sure that everything's in order financially. But really, we doing this for family. But I'm not spending time with family. I'm missing um, activities for them at school. I'm missing some track and field meets. I'm missing opportunities where my daughter had to speak. We're missing dance. We're missing so many different things because we have to be at work. And in order for us to continue to provide a stable and safe place for our family, this is just a necessary evil. So it's like we're trading my time and experiences with our family for money and non-fulfillment. So you can just imagine how we all feel as a people. I'm not the only person that feels this way. It's not My husband is not the only person that I know who also shares the same feelings I do. Some of our friends and family feel the same way. Just knowing how I feel and the disappointment that I know that sometimes the kids have when we aren't able to be there, it's disappointing, and I don't want my kids to or our kids to feel like the way we feel. We want different for them. We have two sets of kids. We have some that are adults and some that are still younger and teens and still in the house. And just seeing the dynamic between how the older ones was raised versus the way that the younger ones are being raised. It was a different time then. Of course, we were younger, so we looked at life differently. The things that we thought were the most important, like for me, it was always, what success looks like. It's a career, it's buying a house, it's the picket fence, it's the American dream. And I'm not saying that that's such a bad thing, but for us, that's no longer what success looks like. Building this big business. We both are entrepreneurs at heart, but really what mainly is more important to us right now is sustainability and having the kids growing up understanding life and seeing life from a different point of view, which are the things that are the most important and what success really looks like. So we want them to grow up differently. People always ask, like, why? Like, what made you want to do this? And, especially being from the city and they know me and understand how we grew up, a lot of family that I talk to, they just like, why? And what a lot of people don't know is that this is something that I've always dreamed about. This isn't a dream that just came about in the last year or the last 5 years. This is something that I've always wanted to do as a kid. And I could see the vision perfect all the time. And, when I'm dreaming a dream, it just felt so real. However, I never really thought that this is something that I could do. I never knew anybody who looked like me, who lived this lifestyle that we are pursuing. Just didn't. Although I seen it true for other people, but I didn't see it for anybody who looked like me. Didn't really think it was a dream that was attainable. However, I'll say about 2 years ago, I met this older woman. She was probably in her early 70s, and visited her property. We visited her farm. She was a woman who looked like me. She had about 300 acres. She had animals. She grew her own food. Like, this is everything that I envisioned. And when I tell you that meeting her and talking to her and learning the history of her family, it was so inspiring because, yes, nobody left us land to be able to do this, to live this type of lifestyle. However, me seeing that her family left it to her and what she was doing and how she was living, it made it real for me. So I remember talking to my husband, like, wow. I mean, it was something that we had talked about for a while, and I would tell him, this is the vision, I want to have animals. I want to be able to live off the land. Like, I want to be able to have the kids be able to have their own property, their own homes on our land. That it's just, we are actually living and growing our family on here. And so when we left, we spent the entire day. And when I say it was a hot day, it was a hot day of July. As a matter of fact, I believe it's the 4th of July we went down there. And it had to be like 100 degrees. But we stayed all day, sun beaming. She fed us. She cooked. She fed us fruit from her, that she had grown, like the best blackberries I had ever had in my life. This great. She gave us eggs. She had duck eggs, chicken eggs. Like, it was just the life that I dreamed of. And that's when we really locked in and decided, like, listen, we gonna do this. We can do this. And from that point on, we began looking for land. And just with that being said, just the reason for this, yes, that was the vision. That's something that, I've always wanted to do. That's the life that I dreamed of. But when I go deeper and really explain that my faith, what Peace Made Acres is, what it means is family, it's faith, it's foundation, it's sustainability, it's generational wealth. It's all of this, not just for us, but for our grandkids and for their kids as well. This is something in our minds that is going to change the trajectory of our family from this point forward. And that's what I want to be able to do. We want to be able to be the change for our family that we wish we had for ourselves. So that wraps up the meaning behind Peace Made Acres. I want to thank you all for following us on this journey. If you're new to our channel and you're interested in continuing to follow us through this journey, please like and subscribe to our channel. We would love to have you. But one thing I want to leave you with is that remember to keep dreaming, keep thriving, and most of all, keep the peace.